Okay, gang. Today we're going to do John Mayer's Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. When I did the Mayer and Hendrix chord lesson last week, it just reminded me of this song. I just love the opening to it, the way that John Mayer just kind of strokes those chords. And it's got a nifty little solo too. Great touch on it. So anyway, let's tackle that. We're going to tackle the opening, both parts, and we'll do the solo, and we'll do the chords too. So all of that. Hey, as always, if you like it, click the like button, and if you haven't yet, subscribe for one of these every week, and would love to hear your suggestions for future ones. All right, let's get down to it. Okay, gang, let's do this note for note now. We're going to do the intro first, then we'll do the solo, and at the end we'll talk about the chords and some of the things that are going on with the two guitars. All right, so again, just a reminder, it's going to make your life a lot easier if you download the tab on this, particularly on the first two parts. All righty, so let's talk about the intro first. So the intro has two guitar parts. The first one is this one right here. So this one, in my mind, is just a really beautiful line, and really love playing it. So anyway, it starts out, I should mention this song is in C sharp minor, or you can think of it as E major as well, although it does have a minor tonality to it, minor sound. So C sharp minor. We're going to start out by this right here. We're sliding up on the 5th string all the way up to the 11th, and we're going to then skip a string and play on the 3rd string 9th. So like this. Give it a little vibrato before we do the next part. Okay, now we're going to do a series of double stops down the fretboard. Okay, it's like this. All right. So a couple of strokes and a couple of slides. The first one, these are all on the 4th and the 3rd. The first one is 11-9. Slide down to 9-8. Okay, then we'll do 6-6, slide down to 4-4. Again, here it is in its entirety. Okay, the next part, or the last piece of this is, easiest way to think of this is an E triad. Okay, the E triad based on the 4, 3, and 2 strings. On the 4th string, we're playing the 6th. The 3rd string, we're playing the 4th. 2nd string, we're playing the 5th, right? Like this. That's your E triad. First time through, we're just going to play the top 2. So 3 and the 2 strings, hammer from the 4th to the 6th. Then play the whole triad. Give it some nice vibrato, okay? Now, I don't know if John Mayer never uses a whammy bar, but he's not using one, at least in the live versions I've seen, on this particular song. He just does a lot of left-hand vibrato on this. Sounds great. You're going to have to do it. All right. If you want to use your whammy bar, that's going to sound good, though, too. All right. So that's the first part. Oops. All right. Here's the second part. Very similar, but this time we're resolving to an E chord. It starts with the slide up to the 11th, but this time on the 4th string. Remember to give it some shake. Same walk down. And now simply the open A, which is the 5th string, hammer from the 4th to the 6th on the 4th string. Last chord is an E chord, open E on the 6th string. On the 5th string, you're going to play the 7th. On the 4th string, you are going to play the 6th. Okay, I don't hear a lot of vibrato, but if you want to give it a little bit, it's going to sound good. All right, and that's the first part. Now, I should also mention, John Mayer doesn't always play, when we're playing this, he doesn't always play that. I've seen him play this. that's fine if you want to stay up in this position, but we're finishing up with this E triad down here, and I find it a lot easier to play this. So that's what I do. If you want to stay, you know, truer to what John Mayer's probably doing on the record you played up here, by doing your last two double stops on the 5th and the 4th strings instead of the 4th and 3rd. There you have it. Okay, let's move on to the second part. Now, the second part of the intro, it's this part right here. Again, there's lots of different ways to play that, and keep in mind that we're playing two parts, basically two guitars. The first one's doing this with a bend. And the top is doing this. All right? But in the absence of two more guitars, we're just going to play the one, and so to do that, we're going to have to do some double stops, just like we did before. These are all on the first two strings, so I'm just going to name out the notes. The first one is on the 2nd string, the second one is on the 1st string, okay? So this one, for example, would be 14, 12. 14 on the 2nd, 12 on the 1st. So 14, 12, 16, 14, 17, 16. Give it some vibrato. Now we're going to come down. This last one is 12, 11. Okay? Last one there is 9, 7. Okay, now the same one going up. Now we're going to go down a little bit farther. Same again, 9, 7. 7, 5. 5, 4. One more time, really slow. Now, there are lots of ways to skin the cat on this one. For example, you can play this and it sounds just boffo, just great. Going down two strings instead of playing it on the 2nd and 3rd if you don't want to move down so much in position. And same with this one. All up to you. I've given the first one as I've seen that how Mayer does it live. Okay, now let's do the solo. Now the beauty of the solo is its simplicity, and we're playing in the minor pentatonic box, the C-sharp minor pentatonic box, all between the 9th and 12th frets, with the exception of one or two notes. So that is, of course, all right. What I love about this is it just shows you how, just by using the same old notes, combine them in a different way to really eke out a lot of emotion. All right, so solo goes like this. Two pickup notes. Actually, those last two notes are just for me to keep my bearings. I don't think he plays those. But let's go through it now. Here's the first line. All right. Very neat and beautiful line. Starts with two pickup notes. On the 2nd, we're playing the 9th. On the 2nd, we're playing the 12th. And now we'll play the 14th, bend it up a full step. And down. And now we'll play the 9th, bend it up a step and a half, and down. Now that's going to take some energy, so I advise use your third finger to do it and your first two fingers to assist. All right. Build up your finger strength. That's a bit of an unusual bend, and I think that gives a lot of this. It gives a solo the character. Here's the last piece. So the last one's on the third string. We're doing the typical bend on the 11th fret in this box, up and down a couple times, and pulling off to the 9th. And now here's the unique thing. He goes to the 11th, but not on the 4th string. On the 5th string. Very pretty. Okay, here's the second part. Said those last two lines are just a resolving lines. They're for me, or notes are really for me. So this particular line starts with 3 pickup notes on the 2nd string 9th, 2nd string 12th, and 1st string 9th. Those first two are you're playing a 12th and just a little bend, maybe a quarter bend instead of a half bend. Not even a half bend, not even a whole note bend. I'm sorry, a fret bend, let alone a full. Just a little quarter bend. And then we're coming down on the 9th and on the 1st and on the 2nd. So like this. Now I play a downstroke for the 12th 1st string, and then I play I play a downstroke, and then I play upstrokes on both these. Okay, third time through you give it a whole bend, a whole step bend, and then back to the 12th, and then a very quick. So that one is playing 1st string 9th, 2nd string 12th, pull off to the 9th very quickly. Very typical bluesy sort of maneuver. Okay, here's the next part. Okay, so this is a bend up first on the 11th, and then 11, pull off 9, 11 on the 4th. Okay. And then the next part is 11, bend it up and choke it off, and then play the 9th and the 11th again. And then finally 9th and 11th on the 4th. Here's the whole thing. You can get lost in the 9th, 11th, 9th, 11th. And just kind of listen to it. So this here is a double stop fourths, like we covered last time. We're sliding from here we've got on the 3rd string, the 11th, on the 2nd string, the 12th, we'll slide up to the 13th and 14th, like so. And play that twice. And then slide it right back down to the 11th and 12th. And I resolve by playing, which is the 11th on the 4th string and on the 3rd string the 9th. Here's the whole line. That's it for the solo. Now for the chords. The chords there's a lot of different chords in here, a lot of different things that are going on. But they're all pretty simple. Over the main chorus, or I'm sorry, over the verses, we're basically playing a C sharp minor. To an A a major, and then an E major. So C sharp minor. All right. And so that's that. Do that a bunch of times. And then there's that one part where he says, "We're going down." That part right there. And that's over that's a B chord right there. That's the star of that show. When he's doing this sort of thing. The key to that is there's somebody who's just playing a B chord. Then it goes to C sharp minor to A. They do that twice, and then the regular C sharp minor, A to E. And it does that part. Okay, the last piece is that little bridge when he's singing, "Oh, cry about it, why don't you?" I'm sure I got the melody wrong. And that is an F sharp minor to a C sharp minor, B to a F sharp minor again. And that's repeated several times. So again, F sharp minor, C sharp minor, B to F minor, F sharp minor. A third time. Now it just resolves regularly. C sharp minor, A to E. That's it for the song, gang. This is a really fun song to play. It's a great song to play along to the record and to play around with. And I happen to just love that opening. I just think it's beautiful. All right, well, hope you enjoyed this one, and we will see you on down the road. Bye-bye.